Good morning, student. Today we are going to study about the continuous part of production function. So we studied that production function of a firm is the relationship between the input and output that has been produced by a firm. So it is a relationship between capital and labor. So we taken the example of one farmer where he is using labor and land. So that we will write it as a capital into labor where he is going to produce a certain quantity. So we taken a quantity as a wheat. So that's why the formula we will write it as a Q is equal to F of KL. So today we are going to continue with this concept. The input that a firm use in the production process are called factors of production. So which and all the production factors or the which and all the things they are going to use under the production process, that we will call it as a factor. Basically factors are divided into four groups, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur or organization. In order to produce output, a firm may require any number of different input. So it is differs from one firm to another firm. So as the structure or the as the production of a product changes, the input what is required, it goes on changes. So required any number of different inputs, so it changes its requirement or the input which and all it required to produce output. However, for the long time being, here we considered a firm that produce output using only two factors of production. So here we are taking example of only two factors, that is capital and labor, which it is going to be used, that is capital and labor. Our production function therefore tell us the maximum quantity of output, that we will name it as a Q, that can be produced by using different combination of these two factors of production, labor and capital. Basically I said there are four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, organization. So here we are taking only two factors, that is capital and labor. So you can take it land as a capital because you have to invest money or you have to pay the rent. That's why we will keep it as a capital. And labor is the farmer who is going to work on that field. Q is nothing but the production of wheat. We may write the production function as Q is the function of labor and capital. So this one we can rewrite. So we will rewrite a demand equation as a P is equal to F of D, that we will write for demand function. Like that same we can write it for the production function. So Q is the function of labor and capital. So labor and capital means by using the certain amount of labor and capital or the certain amount of labor and property, land, we will produce output, that is wheat. So always the production is the functions of labor and capital, where L is labor, K is capital and Q is the maximum output that can be produced. So we will study this production function with the help of the table. So a numerical example of a production function that is represented in this table. The left column shows the amount of the labor. So left side you can see there is a column which is kept for amount of labor, and top row shows the amount of capital. The top one, it represents the amount of capital they are going to use. As we move to the right along any row, capital increases, and as where we move down along any column, labor is increasing. So here if we are moving downward, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 6. If we are moving downward, that means we are using more and more amount of labor. In above, if we are moving, that means we are using more and more amount of capital. So here if we are moving downwards, if we are moving this side, that means we are using more and more amount of labor. If we are moving in this direction, that means if we are using more and more amount of factor, that is capital. For different values of the two factors of the table shows it corresponded with the output. That means it shows how much output we can produce. If we are using more amount of labor and if we are using more amount of capital, how much we can produce. With 1 unit of labor and 1 unit of capital, how much is the firm able to produce? See, if we are using 0 amount of labor and 0 amount of capital, the production also going to be 0. If we are using 1 unit of labor and 1 unit of capital, the production will be 1 unit. That is, we are going to produce 1 unit or 1 kg of, or 1, you can take any measurement for your understanding, that amount of wheat. If we are using 2 labors and 0 capital, that means our production will be 0. Why it is 0? Imagine you have one land, you have property, capital you have in your hand, but no labors are there to work, or labors are there but land is not there. So here it shows that, here it is showing that you have 2 number of labor, 2 labors are there, but capital is 0. That means you don't have property. So how you are able to produce? The production will be 0. And the same time here you are having 0 amount of labor, you have 1 acre of land. Still you are not able to produce because you are having property but you are not having labor to work on that field. So if one element is 0, it is going to, your production will be goes on 0. So that you can see here, if any one element becomes 0, that means entire production is going to be 0, because you don't have property or you don't have labor. That means you are not able to work on that, or you are not able to produce the output. So if we are using maximum labor, that if we are using 6 unit of labor and if we are using 6 acres of land, that time 6 acres of land, that time our production will be 60. It is a maximum production because we are using maximum amount of labor and maximum unit of capital. So like this you goes on changes. If we are using 5 unit of labor and if we are using 5 unit of capital, or let us suppose we are using 4 unit of capital, so what will be our production? It will be 56. We are using 5 labors and 4 capital. So if we are using let us take 6 acres of land and only one person is there to work. So what will be our production? One person is there for a work. So what will be our production? It will be 13. So like that you can take it 2 factors, that is labor and capital, and you can measure what will be the production. So in our example, both the input are necessary for the production, that is labor and capital, it is necessary. Without that we are not able to produce. So see, if you are using 0 amount of labor and 0 amount of capital, what will be your production? That is represented here. If any of the input becomes 0, there will be no production. With both input positive, output will be positive. As we increase the amount of input, the output increases. If we are increasing labor and capital, that means our output also going to be increased. If we are using 6 amount of labor, 6 amount of capital, our output will be 60. It will be on the maximum. So I hope you understood with this concept. This is a simple concept. So I will send you the notes within 2 days. Till that you go through the video. So thank you, students.